Hello everyone, it's CRH Films. Today I'm going to tell you about the 2019 movie, Knives Out. The family of wealthy mystery writer Harlan Tromby gathers to celebrate his 85th birthday at a mansion in Massachusetts. The next morning, the housekeeper Fran finds Harlan dead with his throat slit. After examining the crime scene, the police believe it was a suicide, but the unknown hires the famous private investigator Benoit Blanc to investigate. While talking to family members, Blanc learns that Harlan's relationship with his family was strained. Harlan knew his son-in-law Richard was cheating on his wife and threatened to tell his daughter. He also cut his daughter-in-law Joni's allowance because she stole $400,000 from him. The money was supposed to go to pay for her daughter Meg's education. Fired his son Walt from his publishing company. He had a fight with his grandson Ransom because he wrote him out of the will. Richard goes to Harlan's office after talking to the detective. He finds the same letter, but it was empty. The detective invites Martha to talk to him. He finds out that the girl is sick of any lie and decides to check this information. The information is confirmed. Benoit takes advantage of this and asks the girl about all the secrets of the Tromby family members, as well as what really happened that night. Martha deflects suspicion from herself. She gives truthful but incomplete answers during the interrogation. We are shown what really happened that night. After the party, Harlan's nurse, Marta Cabrera, mixed up the medications and administered a lethal dose of morphine. She could not find an antidote, and Harlan had only 6 minutes to live. Harlan did not want the girl to be blamed for his death. He knew that Martha's mother was an illegal immigrant, and Harlan did not allow Martha to call an ambulance. Harlan comes up with a plan to save Martha. He explains a step-by-step plan that will take all suspicion away from the girl. Harlan cuts his own throat. Marta begins to follow all the instructions given by Harlan. She leaves the house, then returns only by another road. The girl is nervous about being caught on camera. She climbs the side grate and enters the house through a disguised window. She dresses in Harlan's clothes and goes downstairs. Walt sees a girl, but thinks it's his father. Martha must have gone the same way. Harlan's elderly mother saw Martha climbing out of the window, but mistook her for Ransom. The detective realizes that the girl can be trusted and asks her to help with the investigation. She agrees to help with Blanc's investigation. Together they search the area. Harlan's plan was perfect, but the girl made a few mistakes. The girl manages to ruin the tape that recorded her return. Later, she sees the shoe marks she left at night and tries to ruin them. She throws away a part of the grate she used to climb at night. Harlan's lawyer arrives at the Tromby's house to read the will. At the same time, Blanc finds part of the grate and then dirt on the carpet. He realizes that someone wanted to enter the house unnoticed. All the family members hope to hear their names called with a smile on their faces. Harlan's will is announced, but there is no Tromby in it. Harlan left his entire inheritance, the publishing house, $60 million in various accounts, the house and other property, to Marty. The whole Tromby family is very angry with Martha. They realize that in order to leave the girl an inheritance, they need to prove that Martha was involved in Harlan's death. Ransom, whom Harlan left out of the will, helps the girl escape the family's wrath. He knows about her peculiarities. He takes her to a coffee shop, treats her to lunch at the coffee shop, and asks her how Harlan really died. The girl is unable to hide the truth. Ransom finds out what really happened that night. He offers his help in exchange for a share of the inheritance. The next day, Blanc tries to talk to Harlan's mom, but the old woman doesn't say a word. Walt comes to Martha's house. He tries to convince Martha to give up the inheritance and threatens to expose her mother's illegal status if she does not agree to his proposal. Marta receives an anonymous letter with a partial photocopy of Harlan's blood test. She realizes that she could be in big trouble. Martha goes to see Ransom. Together they go to the lab, but when they arrive they see that the lab has burned down. Martha receives another anonymous message with the date and place of the meeting. Blanc and the police notice Martha and Ransom. Martha realizes that she has to run. After a short car chase, the police catch up with the fugitives and arrest Ransom. Blanc explains that Harlan's mother saw Ransom climbing down the wall from Harlan's room the night he died. Martha manages to lie that it was Ransom who made her come to the lab. Martha goes to the police station with Blanc. Martha also goes to the address from the message. She enters the room and sees Fran. The woman is drugged. Martha does everything she can to save her. At the hospital, Martha decides to tell Blanc what really happened to Harlan, even though Ransom has already told her everything. She says that she wants to tell the family what caused Harlan's death. At the house, Martha finds a copy of the full toxicology report. Martha is ready to tell what happened to Harlan. Blanc interrupts her and takes her to another room after he has fully read the tests. Ransom is also brought in. Blanc announces his findings. Harlan told Ransom that he was leaving everything to Martha, so Ransom decided to frame Martha. He switched the contents of Harlan's medicine bottles and stole the antidote. The plan was for Martha to inject the wrong drug and kill Harlan. If she had been convicted, she would have lost the right to claim the inheritance under the rule of intestacy. But Marta gave Harlan the right medicine, recognizing it by the appearance and structure of the liquid. She realized that she had injected the wrong drug only after reading the label. When the death was reported as a suicide, Ransom anonymously hired Blanc to expose Martha. Fran saw Ransom looking for something in Martha's bag and decided to send him a note. After Ransom realized that Martha had given Harlan the right medicine, he forwarded Fran's note to Martha and set fire to the medical examiner's office to destroy the evidence of Martha's innocence. He injected Fran with too much morphine so that Martha would be caught with Fran's corpse. Matra receives a call from the hospital. She says that Fran has regained consciousness and is ready to testify against Ransom. Ransom confesses to the crime, as he thinks that this will reduce his prison sentence. However, she immediately throws up, vomiting on Ransom. This points to a lie. Fran is dead, and Ransom has confessed to her murder. His confession is recorded on a dictaphone. In a rage, Ransom stabs Martha, but the blade of the knife turns out to be a prop. Police officers who witnessed the attempted murder arrest Ransom. Linda finds the same blank letter in her father's office. As a child, she and her father loved puzzles. Linda solves this mystery and learns about her husband's betrayal. Blanc tells Martha that he immediately realized that she was involved in Harlan's death when he noticed a small spot of blood on her shoe. Martha asks Blanc what she should do with the late Tromby's family, since they had done so much for her. Blanc advises her to listen to her heart, although he has a different opinion on the matter. As Ransom is taken into custody, Martha watches the Trombys from the balcony of her mansion, holding the late Harlan Tromby's mug with the inscription "My home. My rules. My coffee."